Hi, we're presenting another tool in the Becoming a Savvy Reader series. That is keeping a reading list. Do you keep a reading list? It can be quite useful, and there's any number of ways that you can do it. First of all, of course, you can just simply use a notebook, or today I'm going to show you two other tools that you can use, Fantastic Fiction and GoodReads. So why keep track? Well, you want to keep track of your favorites and your not so favorites, and then use that knowledge to find your next read. So, using tools such as Novelist only works if you can remember what some of your favorite books or authors have been. You also want to keep a list of reading possibilities so that you always have backup plans for if something that you thought you wanted isn't in. So, first of all, reading lists. GoodReads and Fantastic Fiction both allow you that possibility. If you go to GoodReads, you can see it gives you quite a bit of information in your reading list. You can tag your books. So, for instance, if you like to read mysteries and science fiction and etc., you can tag them so that way you can look at them in smaller groups. You can give your books a rating so that you can tell which ones some of your favorites have been. You can also see other people's ratings, who the authors are, when you read them, things of that nature. So GoodReads has a lot of information. Fantastic Fiction doesn't have as much. And as you can see, it groups it by author. So if you hit the plus here, you can see what books we've read. But that's all it is just read or not read. It does allow you to keep a wish list as well, but for the read, it is only just that you've read it. It doesn't give you a chance to put in a rating or anything like that. And that may or may not be important to you. So, but it's a simple list, put in order by the author. That's it. Something else that GoodReads and Fantastic Fiction both allow you to do is explore the series and authors. So if you go to GoodReads and you search for a particular book, this is basically what you get. You get some information about the book, you get some publishing details, you get, and then you get reviews and things like that from other readers in GoodReads. If you do the same thing on Fantastic Fiction, again, it's a lot simpler, just tells you essentially the publishing information, where you can get it. It does have some similar books by other authors, but it's pretty pared down. What is nice about both of these is that you can look at the series. So if you're reading a series and you don't know, did you read everything in it? What book comes next? All that kind of stuff. Both of these pull the entire series for you, and you can look at that. Okay, for this one, again, it's a lot simpler. And if you had said that you had read it, it would have put a check mark here. Whereas on here, as you can see, mine says I read it and what my rating was beside it. You can also do the same thing for authors. So for GoodReads, it'll give you some information about the author and then just all of the books and the series. And then in GoodReads, there's also more stuff. So they sometimes have events. They have quotes from the books, different polls. Sometimes the author answers questions that GoodReads users have submitted and things of that nature. Fantastic Fiction, once again, is simpler. So again, basic stuff about the author and then all of the books that they've written, both in series and other things. This has some of the awards and some stuff like that. So Fantastic Fiction is different than GoodReads, but you can see they're doing the same sort of thing for that. GoodReads and Fantastic Fiction also allow you to explore genres. Now, once again, Goodreads has a lot more, but that may or may not be of benefit. So, for instance, for this, I looked under the browse, and it shows favorite genres, but I just clicked all genres just to see. And as you can see, there's all different kind of stuff, and it could be over here is are more genres, as you can see. You can choose almost anything as a genre. In fantastic fiction, these are your genres. So it's not as much, obviously, and it's a lot more of what's coming soon. It's not necessarily using anything else, although it does. This is quite helpful. The most popular mystery authors, just to give you an idea of what that can do. Over here, if we look at mystery, where am I? Here we go. It looks a little bit different. Again, it'll give you a little bit about the genre itself. Over here, it has related genres, so you can pare down what it is that you like about mysteries. Maybe there's a specific thing. And then some newly released stuff. Goodreads also does giveaways, so there may be some stuff like that. Most read this week. There's different lists, and these are user done, so it's not like anything professional, but more about popularity and things of that nature. Mystery books, just all different kinds of stuff there. So I just wanted to lay it out, that some of the differences between Goodreads and fantastic fiction. So Goodreads has lots of possibilities, whereas fantastic fiction is really pretty simple. Goodreads is social and community focused, although you wouldn't necessarily have to use it that way, but it allows you to look to see what other people's reviews are. It allows you to recommend books to each other and get book recommendations from your friends. It allows you to see what your friends are reading, if they're also on Goodreads, stuff like that. Fantastic fiction does not focus on that. On Goodreads, again, you can read other people's reviews. Fantastic fiction, publication and purchasing, like that's mostly it. Goodreads is fiction and nonfiction. Fantastic fiction is fiction only, which again may not matter for you. You may mostly read fiction, in which case that would be fine. Fantastic fiction focuses a lot on what is coming, whereas Goodreads can be sort of all over the place. It can focus on almost everything. Goodreads, there's no limit on how many books you can record or things like that. Fantastic fiction does have limits, but it is pretty large. Goodreads has an app if you want to go down that route. Fantastic fiction does not. Goodreads may have more features than you need or want. Fantastic fiction may have less features than you need, or it might just be just right. So I would recommend that you take a look at both of them and see which one is the right tool for you. And you may even be able to use both of them. Fantastic fiction, the simple list giving may not be right for you, but you might want to use it to look at other things. Okay, I hope this has been a help. Try out goodreads.com or fantasticfiction.com to try out keeping a reading list. And if you have any questions or need help, do get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, bye.